Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Aquarius for the month of September, August-September. The element is Earth and we are in the sign now of Virgo. So let's see what's coming up, Aquarius, for you. We have the High Priestess as the energy. So she is the beautiful energy. She is keeping secrets, or secrets coming out. She keeps her own counsel, rather. It's sometimes a time where we just need to keep things under our hat and just use intuition. So she represents the sign of Pisces, so it's very much intuition all the way this next 4 weeks, Aquarius. So for you, that's a different element. Water, and we're in Earth, so everything's slow and stable. However, we will see also relationships figure very prominently with this High Priestess, their soulmate energy. So it's powerful, very powerful. Okay, let's see where you are right now. And we have the sun. So the sun is an illuminator. It shows everything. It shines its light in the darkest and deepest of corners. It really is also very much a healing card. It heals. It's a yes answer card. So if you're asking, will I do this? The answer is yes. Will I? It's just a yes answer card without going on. But the main thing to remember is the illumination that the sun does do. So especially when it's paired with the High Priestess, it's quite powerful, because whatever you're going to unravel or whatever's going to happen this month, I'm getting with these two big cards at the start, it's quite karmic, and it's also quite very revealing, I would say, revealing. So let's see why the influence of this card and indeed the whole reading is. What is it? The Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands talks about marathons, really. It's like it's been a marathon, but now you've only got 1K left of this marathon of the 41Ks. So it's like, get yourself over the line no matter what. And you will get yourself over the line, especially if you're feeling a bit like, oh look, I'm sick and tired of this. I just want to quit. But you can't quit, because you've got to finish. You've got to finish, and you will finish strongly. So this card will influence everything. So it's about just hanging in there, really, Aquarius, for this next 4 weeks. Don't keep your secrets. Things are illuminated. Don't give up. Just get over that line. Okay, let's see the background. So we'll be July, August time. And we have the Ten of Swords. So the end of a difficult period here with the Ten of Swords. Tens always signify endings of situations. This is an air card, the sword. It belongs to your element. So if things have been difficult one way or another in your environment, with dealing with people, especially dealing with other people, that seems to be a theme that's run through this year, actually, is really difficult dealings with certain people. But that is kind of coming out, so that is going away. So you've actually dealt with that. It's usually family, but then also I read this as the environment where you spend your time as well. Recent influences, the Happy Home card. So there is that you sort of coming to a consolidation of events, being happy at home, or where your home is really something that you've really enjoyed. So whatever's going on, always remember that there is a place that you are and you go to relax and to do whatever it is you like to do when you're not working, when you're not focusing on goals, etc. And it sort of signifies too with these two, it's a gateway card. So it's sort of saying to you, you've passed through the gateway, so you're consolidating yourself. You can look forward to what's happening next. It has been a stretch. This last, what are we now, 9 months? Never mind. It's good. You have your happy place. You have your security there. It's also a card of movement too, the Four of Wands. So that's interesting as well. So it's all kind of revealing itself now. It's quite, I feel like it's going to be quite an interesting 4 weeks for you people. The lesson you'll be learning. The King of Wands. So traveling. Somebody going somewhere, usually male energy here, can be female as well. It switches around. It's sort of fluid. So travel, trips, planning for things, moving forward. It's movement. The Wands cards are always about movement, but in reality, real physical movement. So trips or planning to go places. And I know we're quite restricted at the moment at where we can go, but there's nothing wrong with planning, Aquarius. Comings and goings. Near future, so starting proper on September, which is, what, 1 day away now. We're on the 30th today. And we have the Two of Swords. So being stuck in the headlights a bit, a decision to make. Can't decide, will I, won't I, will I, won't I, on and on it goes. So it's a bit of a dilemma. The key to this card is just make the decision and move on. It's not a major decision, it's a minor decision, but there's something about it that you think, oh look, I can't really. But judging by what we've got yet, just use the energies that have already been revealed in the cards to just make that decision and move on. So very well connected. These two are the most connected. This is the key card of the whole reading. So what's happening that you're not realizing? And we have the Hanging Man. So yeah, things will happen, but sacrifice is involved. So just going with the flow at the moment. So there's no need to drain your brain with thinking over and over, oh, will I, won't I? No, it's going to take time for whatever you're planning. So Hanging Man is all about that flow, sacrifice, patience as well. So it's not going to happen overnight, because it just can't. With these cards, it won't, but it will eventually. So practice patience there, Aquarius. Big card again. How others see you. Yes, some people still, dregs of this Ten of Swords there, looking at you, what's going on. There's a bit of jealousy still surrounding you, Aquarius, for whatever reason. You know, it's a minor card, it's quite weak, but it's still very much a feeling of, yeah, you just feel under scrutiny, but it's sort of a jealous vibe. So yeah, there is jealousy surrounding you. Just because, I mean, Aquarius they're very much about the group. They're very independent people as well. So it makes sense that certain quarters of your environment, work it's usually work, will be looking at you with a bit of a, oh, look at her or look at him, you know, a bit green-eyed monster type of energy. But we'll put something on that later. It's just, you can't control it, Aquarius. And you are quite fluid out there people, so obviously those that aren't, you know, project that in a jealous way rather than being envious. Let's see what you're feeling positive about. The Chariot, movement, travel, victory, getting to where you want to go. Key theme of this card is emotional discipline. So it is going to take time. Everything has to be right before you go on this journey. And often this can mean a journey by car or a journey full stop. And this is what you're wanting. You're wanting to move. We all, I think, most of us want to move at the moment. But, you know, It's not possible, so we can plan. So, and emotionally, you know, balance ourselves, discipline ourselves. Beautiful card though. Big cards, Aquarius. Okay, so now we're going to see the final outcome of this 4 weeks. And we have the moon. So the opposite of the sun, things are hidden. Be really careful. Once again, this is a kind of a bigger deceit card too. Just be careful. Use the energy of the High Priestess. Keep your counsel to yourself. Don't tell, you know, random people in your environment things that you really don't want them to know. Keep your own counsel. Everything has to be on the down low, actually, Aquarius. And the moon comes up right at the end. But the great thing about this reading is when you have the sun and the moon in the same spread, the sun will outshine whatever's hidden. So whatever this energy is where you're feeling like, oh, I don't like it. Oh, I feel like there's something odd. There's people being odd. Keep your own counsel, but the sun will shine and show you what it is that's hidden. And that will be that aha moment where you go, oh, okay, yeah. So that's coming in just before we reach the sign of Libra in the 3rd week of September. I'm just going to pop a clarifier on that 7 of Swords because that's, yeah, it's just a nasty little card really. So underneath that jealousy, deceit, or it could be you deceiving yourself. Not quite ready for something. You have the 7 of, so it's about work. And it's a workplace thing. Stand back, have a look, look at what you have achieved. Don't look at what you haven't achieved. This is your story. You're autonomous in it. You don't need other people's advice or opinions. You just need to look at what you've achieved this year. But yeah, I do feel like this jealousy is in the workplace and therefore it's because, you know, it's a bit irky because you think, well, I don't really need their approval anyway. But yeah, just be aware of it, Aquarius. So your message is compassion. There you go. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of its beauty. So basically, I think that's saying, you know, just there are people in the environment that don't have compassion. They don't, you know, they're just jealous and they're all those negative emotions and they don't know any other way. So Aquarius, just keep it to yourself and don't expect too much from people. But yeah, you have to sort of feel compassion for them from time to time, especially with these sort of cards. Thank you so much for listening. We'll talk next month.